Lamakang gombo jusin jampe ama shabza lo inangi lo che drimni dindan ninda namda rabsawe. Jingen dengen jishe sinche ningen tunga lembamze. Kanda sepe tsara mare mundun dong Rosa Gwen Ben Shen Trase Yen Loi Zhu Chu Yang Dan So Yun Da Zhe Zhou En Yen Mo Ni Lon Lin Jian Chang Zhou Zhong Zhe Jing Ma Ri Me Se Dong Ma Nyun Kun Xin Ye Chun Zhe Rao Chin Nam Den Ne Dao Chui Sar Chui Trase Yuan Den Lu Zong Gao Sen De Wei 这扎是当是你眼真到了门是长别样了的。Marvasananti Zeldin Geravisagin Dole Timo Mimbarasane Kadan Denjo Shanglu Toba Yin Lode Bobe Nawan Zandui So Kanse Tavarin De Ba Shangse Jivaran De Naya Gombo Zhangyan Kinye Nigame Parayan Towarai Roi Unzayan Darsen Gara Shiri Se Pema Bema Jemba Nishuma Nam Nya Dirden Jansan Soyan Kandre Lama Namla So De Orgien Sangye Niben Sunge Se Tian Chen Rum Doin Jan Soyan Orlo Nam Da Sam Ye Yin Den Ten Chen Gwen Chong Jiro Ling Be Sha Lai So Wai De Jam Ba Lai Shen Lai Bien Me Nam Ba Yara Se Lan Je Yang Se Jo Som Ba Ram Ba Den Den Ben Ma Dong A Lin Cha Yang Jen Se Wang Bo So Wai De Kandre Lonche Bero Namba Chunze Chen Ange Jinga Lamso Rime Denze Yunden Gasu De Lonche Taye Shala So Wande Ome Jingi Inge Bochan Nende Sun Sangye Bunge Ovoni Rasen Chukuru Ngun Tenze Ba Savi La Me Shala So Wai Maria Dambala Igedan Lodan Legende and Rom Lala Me Tamjengedon Daji Chenden Namkadanyan Besimjen Tamje Namje Sanji Salam Gobar Chavichid Kambeche Samosen Chambe Kun Kulong Chanjus South of December shoes.
And so please listen with the motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that I will listen to the sacred dharma for the purpose of establishing all my mother sentient beings that are equal in number to the extent of space. I will establish all of them on the level of omniscient Buddhahood.
강시 셈버 체베치디 남의 투두 파지 건스 징원로 지된 대라 테네 탐봉원로 직절 니방원로 같이 임바 순방원로 냠린 예딩 디숨 여바 시방원로 득장 촉사 인수 마방원로 예와 아제 여바 남네 원로 예외 남라 테네 저방원로 통경원로 무시원로 숨예배 남네 무시원로 남라 티몽치원로 투민 난징원로 예배 남네 티몽치원로 다 로도나 바시 담보 다저니까와 이바 체메다바 숨바 레균데 시바 코레니믹 시베 나올레 숨 콘도시 신데 다른 코레니믹 카스바바레스.
So the teaching today is on the preliminary practices to the Guru's heart practice, dispeller of all obstacles. And there are 5 main topics to this. The meaning of the phrase preliminary practices, how the preliminary practices are important, the extensive, medium length, and concise forms of the preliminary practices, how the preliminary practices gather the accumulations and purify obscurations, and the different types of preliminary practices. And among the 3 different types of preliminary practices, the preliminaries to the meditations, the preliminaries of material objects, the preliminaries to the meditation session, and the preliminaries to the main part. Now we're on the preliminaries to the main part, of which there are 2 kinds, the outer common preliminaries and the inner uncommon preliminaries. And the outer common preliminaries have the 4 thoughts that turn the mind from samsara, the difficulty of obtaining the freedoms and advantages, death and impermanence, the karma, cause and effect, and the falls of samsara. And we finished the first 3, and now we're on the falls of samsara.
네 코레 님에게 예와 텔라양 드니 코레 동아 찌르 삼바담 제타도리두 소소지 동아 삼바 니 예발레 아니 코레 동아 찌르 삼바 슈세네 제도 코르베 코르바 소소 동아 데 셰버차왈라 드니 냐르와 예다 컨도 미 아민 타체링부 툭예베 나네 드니 그린 드니 냐르와 셰버차베카 프레스.
So within the falls of samsara, we have the general explanation of the sufferings of samsara and the explanation of the individual sufferings of the 6 realms or the 6 classes of beings. And now we have finished the first, and we're going over the explanation of the specific sufferings of the 6 classes of beings. And these are the hell beings, the pretas or hungry ghosts, the animals, humans, demigods, and gods. And we are now discussing the sufferings of the hell realm.
가 냐르웨게 코르데 셰발라 테네 카잔만도 테네 카르시고르스는 냐르웨 코르셰바틀란 네 동알 세세코니 셰바이나 테네 냐르웨네 텐조 테네 셰바르 답데워 요레스네 쉬윤바레 테네 카잔 공도타 냐르웨네 당 냐르웨 류젠디 아니 공도 쉬신바레 그링답 동알레스.
So in order to understand the suffering of the hell realms, it is a very effective method to understand it if we organize it in terms of the place, what the place of the hell realms is like, the bodies of the hell beings, the different sufferings there of the hell beings, and their lifespans. If we understand these ways to these topics, then it's very easy to understand the sufferings of the hell realm. So now we have already talked about, already gone over the place of the hell realms, and also the bodies of the hell beings, and now we're discussing the sufferings in the hell realms.
네 리 동알 체제스나 네스나 냐르웨네 류스나 냐르웨 류딘 동알스나 네 냐르웨 동알 체제스나 냐르웨 체제 에 칸데시오레스나.
So these 4 topics, they place the bodies, the sufferings, and the lifespan. This is these refer to the what the place is like in hell. What is that? What is that location or place like? And what are the bodies of the hell beings like? And what are the different sufferings that they undergo? And what are their lifespans?
자 단당은 저 숨바데 농아를 납성아 다 냐르웨 동아데 치당 기타 냐르웨 동아데 차와로와 차와 동아 치당데
다 제작도 되는 냐와라 가정하는지 되는 양수에서 팅마스 의정제 무배제 아니 무배 침보제 차와제 아니 랍사제 나르메스 나르와라 내리 게도와 아니야지스.
So, as far as the suffering of the hell realms, which is what we're now going over, the general type of suffering experienced there is the heat. That's the way we can think about it in general. But then, to get more specific, there are the different levels of the hell realm. There are the 8 hot hells, which are the reviving hell, the black lion's hell, the crushing hell, the wailing hell, the hell of great wailing, the hell of heat or blazing, and the hell of great heat or great blazing, and the hell of unrelenting torment. So those that we have these 8 levels in the 8 hot hells.
자 양수에서 양내 정보들 양수에서 그래. 양수를 특별당 찬일 사회 동아지 여러와 사회 등할 때 가장 되는 뒤대매기 linchu를 찍 되니 냐와 양수 이제 차와를 해서 쉬인바.
So the first hot hell is the reviving hell. And again, the general suffering experienced there is the suffering of heat. And as I explained last time, this fire in the reviving hell, the fire that is experienced there, the fire that is that is there, is 7 times as hot as the fire at the end of the eon.
자 냐와 양수 되게 되니 내당 유디 아니 콘도 시바나세 테라레 간냐와 양수라 되니 동al 만다와 되니 가리 요레스나.
So as far as the place and the bodies in the reviving hell, I've already went over this last time, but now to go over the sufferings, the specific sufferings that are experienced in the reviving hell.
되니 양수기 되니 작색 사신기 땡라 되니 냐와 양수기 심전전소 되니 레기 원기 되니 텔라 되니 깨도고요레스.
So within the reviving hell, upon the floor, the ground of red-hot burning iron, there are the beings there, the beings of the reviving hell, which are drawn there by their karma.
근데 텔라 안데스니 계송아레스나 되니 펜체 펜버체바 펜체기 되니 시당기 레기 원기 되니 텔라 펜버체기요레스.
So if we were to ask the question, how do these beings get born in the reviving hell? Well, it is due to their propelling karma. So they have some propelling karma of anger, which propels them to that place.
되니 펜체 시당기 펜용드 되니 냐와 양설의 제베 셈젠 대기 쥐라 제바 유든기 제부 유디 되니 제바 유든 나마디 시당 검시라 때네 검시 제바기 제바 유든데 냐와 양설라 요레스 대인디 냐와 양설의 제베 셈젠 대 되니 깨바 섬기 당군의 시당 침보 시올랑 그레스.
So these beings, after they're propelled and drawn into the reviving hell by their by that propelling karma of anger, they also experience the karma in accordance with the cause, which is an action. And so what that means is that because they had this habit of anger in the past lives, then they are after they are born in the reviving hell, due to that functioning of the karma in accordance with the cause of action, they retain the habit of anger after they're born in the reviving hell, and they give rise to a lot of anger even in that situation when they're in that hell, very angry.
그 제부 제바 유den기 여디 되는 코에 맞세 시당 라용데 아니 냐외 셈전 통화 된조라 되는 랑기 자 독셔디다오지 통그레스.
And so, on the basis of that result in accordance with the cause of action that's related to that karma that they have of anger, when they see the other beings in the reviving hell, as soon as they see them in a really angry state of mind, and they get angry and see them just like as if they were a really bad enemy of theirs.
네. 교황에마 시당라 때네 시당 텔라 때네 레사요라 레사바기 남인데 냐라 기용데 되네 냐라 양석이 되네 가서래 남지 드불라 되네 가서래 레기 레미교와 사회 남미 드불라 되네 라라 천자 된조랑 신기 레비레스 천자 된조랑 신기 레비용데 아니 천자데 거랑 기타 통사데라 되네 겹고살라 겹 뚝고살라 뚝 세고살라 세치그레스.
Yeah, so these beings, they have this karma of anger, and after they're born in the reviving hell due to that karma of anger, due to the result of ripening of that karma of anger, or at first they have this karma of anger, and then they create all kinds of karma based on that karma, or based on their anger. They'll create the karma, this negative karma, and then due to that karma that comes out of their anger, then they're born in the reviving hell, and they will experience the result of ripening of this karma of anger, and that result of ripening will cause different kinds of weapons to naturally appear in their hands, and they will then start to attack one another with those weapons if they are able to, when they find a place that they can cut the other beings there, then they will cut the beings with those weapons. They will beat them where they can beat them, and they will stab them where they can stab them with these weapons that appear to them with them.
근데 인디 테네 냐로 양식이 심전 상마 찌기찌라 테네 드라나시 통용고 드라나시 통용데 테네 찌기찌라 파르갑 소리갑 찌기찌라 파르뚝 소르뚝 찌기찌라 파르세 출세 지야운데 네 참 세냐니 파르세 출세전데 상마 시두요레스.
So these beings, they see one another as kind of like their worst enemies, and have all this anger, and they will use the weapons that they have to attack one another. They will cut one another, beat one another, and kill one another, and so on and so forth. So this is so they will be fighting in this way, these weapons, and they will all kill each other.
테네 냐외 심전데 상마 시도데 테네 양 남간네 양 서버 규르지 스네 달리기래 양 서버 규르지 스네 야리야 랑워 규르지세로 미시게든지 서버 규르지 스네 다지 렙그레스 데르랄렙디 양 konzanga 만나신 야 랑네 양 아만나신 징그레제그레스 마르타르 체네 디다보 체네 아니 양서 테네 텐다게 양서다 동아 요레스.
So then they will kill each other in this way, and then after they die, there will be a voice that resounds from above that says, arise again, please arise again, meaning get up again, like revive yourself again. And then that voice, by saying that, that voice will then revive all of them, and they will all become alive again, and again begin to fight one another, and they will again kill each other and die, and then this will happen again and again, and so this is the kind of suffering that goes on in the reviving hell.
다 세세 단야와 양수기 체릉동대 가져요래서나스.
So this is the sufferings of the reviving hell realm, the reviving hell realm. So now, if we were to ask, what is the lifespan there?
양수 라소 투브리미싱 레체당 인샤냠 대나 대다만지세 레벨 하단 자와인 송레 강안한서 냐라기 로체된서 장용도 에네 응아서 델라 르툭 승해지요래 다 델라 르툭이 로체라 빼다니 아니 잘고고 요레스.
So there's a verse that describes teaches the lifespans of the hell beings. The Sikche Kalichers
양수 라스타 샹고마 양수라 양수 라소스 양수 딩나 디좀 오베 사와 에라 테 파르도 아니 테 릭툭디 아니 양수 라소 투림신 송레 테 남신 아니 양수 라소 투림신 데베 델레 하다 인상 냠세 데바기 하된저당 로체링동당 콘저기 샤고든지 찍바레 손 샤지 델라든저다 로 미세디로아 미세디 콘저기 샤 찍지기레라.
Oh, that's all. So there's there's a verse that describes their lifespans, and it says the hell realms beginning with the reviving hell.
라디 차와버도 다 양세 팅남 베좀 모베 좀 차와 좀디 델라롭돌라자.
So it says the first 6 hot hells beginning with the reviving hell, their lifespans is equivalent to, or their 1 day of their lives is equivalent to the lives in the entire lifespan of the gods of the desire realm. So there's a way to calculate the lifespans of this first 6 hot hell realms using the entire lifespans of the gods of the desire realm. So the entire lifespans of the gods of the desire realms are equivalent to 1 day in each of those hells.
그네 델라 룩 주보데 가레스나 그네 야젠릭시 숨주자숨 인 탑탈 간덴 툴가 아니 신드롱체 덴주보.
So the 6 gods of the desire realm are the realm of the 4 great kings, the realm of the 33, the realm free of strife, the joyful heaven, Tushita heaven, and the realm of where they have a 他们里边这个
他们先做
了说나바데
나바간데 예 통하려다 자진릭시 숨주자숨 탑탈 간덴 툴가
신트루가 the 5th realm of the gods of the desire realm is the realm where they enjoy emanations, and then the final one is the realm where they have a mastery over others' emanations.
근데 사이로디앙 근데 밀로라 땐데 들고요.
And so, and the length of the years in these God realms, we use the length of the human years and a human kind of time spans to measure the length of the year in these god realms.
다 냐로 양서지 로체디 지수도 간신이 지기 요래서나 그러나 아람도 메지 롱압주 대 아니 결친 시기 아니 니마직 지고 롱압주라 니마직 근데 결진 리시기 롱압자라 근데 냐로 양서기 니마직 주기 니마직 지용데 코랑기 로체디 안 롱압자 링보 차도도 링보
So one day in the realm of the desire realm gods, of the four great kings, the realm of the four great kings, in the god realm of the desire realm of the four great kings, one day there is 50 human years, and then 500 years in the realm of the four great kings, that heavenly realm, is one day in the reviving hell. And those beings in the reviving hell themselves, they live for 500 years. So it's an incredibly long span of time.
근데 해바르도 다 양수기 되니 동아디 양의열.
And it's for all that time, these beings in the reviving hell, they're experiencing that kind of suffering.
당한서 다 결진 릭시기 로체지 지바이나 선생님만이라 먼저 미세 적도다.
So if we think about the spans of time in the realm of the four great kings, in just 2 days in that heaven of the four great kings, that would, within just 2 days, one human life, our human life would be already expended, would be as long as a human life.
다 결진리시기 코랑딜로 생압자로와 미스디. 코랑딜로 생압자디 냐로 양식때 니마직 쓰겠다. 뭐야고 방거.
And those gods in that heaven of the four great kings, they live for 500 years of their years, which are calculated in that way. And that lifespan of the gods in the heaven of the four great kings, of 500 of their years, those long years, that is only one day in the reviving hell. So we have to think about these lengths to really understand it.
냐로 양식이 니마직라 테네 결진리시다 시도고요.
So within one day in the reviving hell, a god in the heaven of the four great kings will live his entire life and die, just within that one day that's going on in the reviving hell.
냐르네니바 팅나 테네 팅나 대지 네텔라 테네 네당 류테니 테네 공만나시레 오메네나시 임발라 다 낭세기 테네 동을 만들어 가리여세나.
So now to the second hell, which is the hell of the black lions hell. So as far as the place and the body there, this is the same as I've described before for these hells. Those two are the same. And now to talk about the sufferings.
냐로와 양수지 작스기 사시기 땡라 냐로와 양수지 심전텐조 아니 라 아니 레지 신제 냐로와 빌레가 징에 레기 신제 텐조기 테네 냐로와 양 냐로와 팅락 심전텐조 심데 출심니 테네 살라를 샤고 그러면 행동을 바나시 전에 말을 샤버.
So the beings that in the reviving hell, they're drawn there by their karma, and upon the blazing red hot iron floor in the reviving hell, the Yamantaka kind of deity, the Karma Yamantaka, he will, or Yama, I should say, the Karma Yama, he will come to them with his weapons, carrying his weapons, and he will knock those beings down on the ground, just like knocking a tree down on the ground. He'll
Tene nyawa tingna ki semjen denzo maril ne tene nyawa semjen tegi sugwi tingla tene tik nagbo tende shi tik nagbo tende ge tik nagbo tende judu tik nagbo tende sumju sonyi la soba jagire esongor.
So then after those beings in the black line hell are knocked to the ground, lie on the ground, the Yama, this deity, will then draw black lines on their body. He will draw different numbers of black lines, 4 black lines, 8 lines, and 16 lines or 32 lines on their body.
Ta tik gyab sabdi tene karichigire sena tene sogle chaki me barwe sogle dan chik tene chaki me barwe tari tani tene chide ani sogle ki thagire es sogle ki thap tene tari ki tubala soba chigire es. Tik nagbo gyab yoche gangbola tene tup tik nagbo yoche gangbola tene shak chigire es.
差不多是10万。
shak san thao san shak xing shak sido.
So then the Yama, he will take a blazing hot iron saw and also a blazing hot axe, and he will take the saw first, and he will kind of carve up the beings and cut the beings along the lines that were drawn on their bodies. And then he will take the axe and chop up the bodies as well.
자 tede cheyongde tene ngara di nyawa tingna gi lubo tenzo khatal yongde yang legi wong yang jar yongge res ngar tab do jar yongde yang ngar tab do tikna bo kyap ya sokle kyap tari ki tup chigi res.
So after those beings in the black line hell, after their bodies have been cut up into all those pieces, under the power of a karma, the bodies will the pieces of their body will again be joined together, and they become whole bodies again. And then those lines will be drawn again, and then they will be cut and sawed apart and chopped up like that again.
nyawa tingna la tene tuma tenda yores me nyawa tingna ki tene lo chese di tanzo digi res nas.
So this is what the suffering in the black line hell is like. And now as for their lifespan,
tene nyawa tingna ki lo che de ane ngarang to mi lo che ya mi lo che ya la tene ka sumju sa sumji tene shagbo chik sigor. Ta ha sumju sa sumji tene lo chik dong la ani nyalwa yangso gi nima chik sigor. Tene nyawa mare nyawa tingna ki tene nima chik sigor. An nyawa tingna korang gi lo che de tene chik dong re. Tene nyawa chik dong lo che chik dong tamba gi pardu tene ta kodong anyong diri re.
So 100 human years, 100 of our years is equal to 1 day in the heaven of the 33, that God realm of the heaven of the 33. And 1,000 years in counting by the heaven of the 33, by their time span, 1,000 years in the heaven of the 33 is then just 1 day in the black line hell. And those beings in the black line hell, they live to be 1,000 years of their years, and they live all that time experiencing this kind of suffering.
Ne nyalwe ne siba dinjum la tene Jilji Nedang, Tini Dinjum ki Luti, and Kondan Drawa Yimbala, Dinjum Korang ki Tini Madawa de Karioresena.
So now for the third hell, which is the crushing hell, the place and the bodies in the crushing hell is as was explained before. But now as for their particular kind of suffering,
Jaksik Sashi Ting La, Tini Dunshings, Jak Dunshings, and the Tinitanga Sigil Dungsadwa, on the Jak Dunshin. Dunshin Nang La, Tini Tito Dunshin Mango Yorsotanya Kamba, Tito Mango Yobanang La, Tini Nyawe Leken Namji, Tini Dinjumji, Nyawe Simjen Denzo Simde, and Dunshin Nang Lugresum.
So the Tushing is about
Sing Ming Sing the Jak, the Jak.
all of them.
Now, let's on the Jaksegrota, in the Shinko, Love the Shin Lower Model.
So the
Jaksik Dunshin La Condition.
So what happens in this crushing hell is that upon the red hot blazing iron floor, there are all kinds of there are many different like iron mortars, mortar and pestles. There's many mortars, where we can crush up different things, like crush up pepper and so on. And these there are many big blazing iron mortars set up all along the floor there, and the workers in this hell, the workers in the hell, they will then take the beings that were born there and throw them into these mortars.
Nyawe Legen Namgi, Tene Twa Chimbo, the Aminyawan Legen Mongoshiki Twa Chimbo, the Yakane, Tene, using to the Nalo de Lacne, Dunjum Gisimjan is a goal and a Sinekore Gavires, Targres.
So then after the workers in the hell, after they've thrown all the beings into these mortars, they will take the pestles, or like kind of hammers, this kind of pestle tools, and they will then take those pestles and strike the beings inside the mortar on the head, and kind of grind their heads along in the side of the mortar like this.
대답을 도와드린데 꼬리용을 깝라 드니 dunjum기 냐베 심진데 저기 아니 사회 동안 당부 유해신배 강라 드니 레겐 남기 랭이 바 근데 제용도 드니 강나 바베 직작다 응다 드니 무게쇼니 안데 데디그레스.
So when those workers in the crushing hell, they're grinding these hell beings up within the mortar, they take there's giant pestles and grind the beings within the mortars. When they're doing that, those beings, the hell beings, they already are experiencing this intense suffering of heat from being in this place. And then on top of that, at the same time, they experience this horrible suffering and fear and pain of being crushed by these workers within the mortars. So they're like totally terrified and wailing and suffering in that way.
네 차와디야 등지르기 차와라 안도 차위 동아디 양수기 등지르게 네 팅나라 팅나기 등지르테 네 가스고레 딜라 테 등점라.
So, and the heat of the fires in these realms increases by 7 for each of the realms. So the fire in the black lion hell is 7 times as hot as the fire in the reviving hell. And then the fire in the crushing hell is 7 times as hot as the fire in the black lion hell.
네 든점기 레겐 남게더니 토아디야 짱네더니 디 든점기 냐위 셈지 깡나 짭용데 드니 렙라 찌르네더니 탈라나지 소시그레 시십십.
Then when the workers in the crushing hell, they take their pestles and crush the beings within the mortars, they'll crush their heads so that their brains are like a totally ground up. They will kind of grind up their brains with this pestles.
양 토아디야 짱용데 양 냐와 든점기 심젠데스 양 소용 그레스 양 대답고 드니마 짭그레스.
And then after the workers lift up their pestles, after doing this, the beings that they have just destroyed will again be revived, come back to life. And then again, the workers will crush them again with the pestle.
양 든점기 네텔라 테닝알 마랑즈기 드니 든돌라 소바 라메들라 소바 속제바이나 드니 얄웨네 든점기 네 테달라 드니 자키 리딘조 드니 바 든도 심진진 고라 겨르네 드니 고라 겨용데 드니 고니 인데슨 탑기레스고 이제 탑네티그레스 탑니 데베 바르딜라 드니 냐와 든점기 심진진 테파르라 주니 드니 찌르기레스 찌르네 페나 공아찌로나 신진이 찌르샤그레스 양 든데 카치드 양코야스 양 카제브 양코시 카치드 양스 드니 찌르레스.
And as well, in the crushing hell, what will happen is any animals that we have killed during our lives, in whatever way we may kill some animals, there will be mountains there in the crushing hell that take the form of the heads of the animals that we have killed previously. And then they will come together. They will come together and crush us between them. So they will kill us in this way, or kill the beings in the crushing hell by ramming together with those beings between the two mountains shaped like the animal heads. And then when those mountains come back apart, then the beings will be revived again, and then the mountains will crush them again, and then the beings will be revived again, and it will happen over and over in that way.
냐와 든점라 테네 동아 된다 시어레스 다음 냐와 든점기 테네 체제데 간다베서 나스.
So this is how the suffering is in the crushing hell. And now if we were to ask what is the lifespan of the beings in the crushing hell?
냐와 든점기 체제데 테네 와나운소 밀로데 아니 니자 밀로 니자라 테네 사탑들기 테네 니마틱지그제 사탑들기 아니 밀로 사탑들기 아니 체체 니동라 테네 냐와 든점기 테네 니마틱지그.
So the 200 human years, 200 of our years is the same length as one day in the heaven free of conflict. And those gods in the heaven free of conflict, they live for 2,000 years, of their own years, with those kinds of very long days. And then, so one lifespan of 2,000 years of the gods in the heaven free of conflict, that is equal to 1 day in the crushing hell.
And
the beings in the crushing hell, they live for a total of 2,000 years of their years calculated in this way.
tene nyalne shiba ngube servadere tene ngube telayang ne dang yu de ongda to yimbala tene ngube korang ki tungal mandawati kariyoresena.
So now for the fourth hell, which is the hell of wailing, the place and the body in this hell is as described before. Now, as to the type of suffering experienced there,
네 모베기 작색사시기 땡라 테네 작색 강바 고메베기 낭도 메바르네 데여바 데낭도 테네 심진 레기 심진 참메바식 테네 테나라 끼기 요레스.
so upon this red hot blazing iron floor, there are kind of houses or box-like houses, made also of red hot iron, blazing iron, and there's no kind of doors or openings in these houses, and there are countless beings, hell beings, that are inside of these red hot iron houses.
네 냐레 심진 모베기 심진 된조 테네 뒤답도 메기 쯔디그레스 메기 쯔 데네 아니 콩 테쯔데베 파르텔라 테네 다 뒤남양 데네 타사 마레 삼베기 테네 무게자그레스.
And so the beings in the hell of wailing, inside these iron houses, they are constantly being burned and cooked by fire, and it's like a constant heat, constantly being cooked by this fire without any break for a long time. So in their minds, they think like, well, I'm never going to be free of this. I'm never going to get out of here, and they wail and cry like that.
네 모벨라 동마덴데시레 아니 모베기 세제디에 아니 칸데레스나 그니 마음좀 밀로 같이 가서 밀로 같이 줬습니다. 미주 야 미가 쳤어라. 야 밀로 시켜라 테니 사간den기 아니 샵직지 그래. 사간den기 로 십동라 아니 냐르와 무베기 샥직지 그래. 네 고랑기 로체데 아니 십자래 시동래.
So as far as the lifespan of the beings in the hell of wailing, 400 human years is equal to 1 day in the joyful heaven, Tushita heaven. And if we take that 1 day in the Tushita heaven measured in that way as 400 human years, and then take 4,000 of those years in the Tushita heaven, that span of 4,000 years is equal to 1 day in the hell of wailing. And those beings in the hell of wailing, they live for 4,000 of their own years, calculated in that way.
하 냐네 나바 오베 침보스 다 오베 침보 텔라 테네 네당 루이디 아니 공신제 다 오베 침보 고랑기 테네 동알기 동알데 칸데레스나스.
So now for the fifth hell, which is the hell of great wailing, the place and the body there is as explained before, and now to explain their particular type of suffering.
냐로 무베 쳔보기 테네 네 짝색이 사시땡라 테네 짝색이 강바 테네 친왕이 예바지 요레스고.
So upon the blazing hot iron floor in the Hell of Great Wailing, there are again blazing red hot iron houses that are red hot on both on the inside and outside.
네 냐르 레겐난지 네 나당 농담 천자라 소바 나 소바게 전에 되는 냐르와 무베챙기 춘백이 심진 다음에 봐 시간이 되니 아니 강바디기 낭로 주고 요래서
So the workers in the Hell of Great Wailing, they take all kinds of weapons. They have all kinds of weapons that they use, like spears and swords and so forth, and they will chase the beings in the Hell of Great Wailing, and they chase them into those blazing hot iron houses.
네 레겐 신진 남지 되네 동바담 백발라 소바 제대 심진든 주청만 되대 강박이 낭라 고네야 죽살때 네 레겐 냐외 레겐 된저기 아니 강박 낭기 고든들 짝 샬라 잡는 고디 아니 칠라 되네 냐외 심진 텐섬에 봤어 치기 고들라야 짝 샬라 잡스기 샬라 잡네 되네 텐섬에 봤어 샤그레스.
So those workers in the Hell of Great Wailing, they will take their weapons, beating and striking the beings in there and chasing them in that way into the iron houses, the blazing hot iron houses. And once the beings are inside those houses, they will then seal the doors off completely with like molten iron, and so that there's no way for the beings to get out.
작색이 큰바테다게 나가더니 매바르네 아니테 모베기 심진든 츠니 되고래 츠니 되디 아니 모베기 심진든 깝랍라테니 다 강반 낭말레 타르나양 신임메 타라 근데 센드라 첨보여래 된데가 없어 아니 어디 탈람 보기래서 어디 식침보 보기래서
The 강박이 나는 타라야
강반낭이여라 강반낭
그래서
신앙이여라 신앙이여데 나는 타르나야 신임메 타라
그래.
모베라 강바치마도 메와 모베 침보들 강반이여래 신앙이
yeah, so actually there's in the Hell of Great Wailing, it's that there are it's like a two-layered house. There's a smaller kind of blazing hot iron house within a bigger blazing hot iron house. So and the beings are chased and beaten and led into the like inner smaller iron house, and then everything is sealed off and they can't even escape that smaller house. And so when they're within that house, they're constantly being cooked and burned by the fire there, and they it's continually being cooked without any break for a long time. So they think, I'm never going to get out of here. There's no way to escape, and even if I escape from the inner house, how will I ever be able to escape from the outer house? They're thinking like that, and in great distress and wailing and crying in that way.
이베당 모베 첨보니디 아니 쯔베 동안 쯔바 슉체정을.
So the suffering in the Hell of Wailing and the Hell of Great Wailing involves being cooked like that. And it's different in degree of how severely they're being cooked between those two hells.
네, 모베 첨보기 아니 동아디 텐다시레. 다 모베 첨보기 아니 체제디 컨드레스나스.
So this is the suffering in the Hell of Great Wailing. So now as for their lifespan there.
네. 말하면 미기 체체 계자라 드니 사출가기 아니 샤고틱도 쓰기래 사출가기 고랑길로 계동라 드니 냐와 모비 쳔보기 샥직 쓰기래 아니 냐와 고랑길로 세 계동 바르도 아니 아스가 동안용이래서
So if we take 800 of our human years and 800 of our human years as we experience them is equivalent to one day in the heaven of enjoying emanations. And if we take 8,000 years of that length in the heaven of enjoying emanations, based on those long days, then that will be one day in the hell of great wailing. And the beings in the hell of great wailing, they live for 8,000 of their own years experiencing this kind of suffering.
네 냐네 투파 차와 네 차웨네 제 네당 네 류데 공단다와레 네 고랑기 등을 만다와디 간데르스나스
So now the sixth hell, which is the hell of blazing, the place and the body in the hell of blazing is as explained before. And as for the specific kind of suffering there,
아 차와기 네데 아니 짝색이 사시 땡라 드닝아랑 속에 하염 다 컨셉을 네 침보지 네 침보데 나라 드니 토저 콜마 콜데죠 프로젝트 코마 콜데죠 나라 드니 신제 레겐기 드니 차와기 생전된죠 아니야 차와기 생전된죠 정말 대나나 로그레스
so within the hell of blazing, on top of the blazing red hot iron floor, there are huge kind of pans, like cooking pans, and these pans are filled with molten iron, molten metal, and the workers in the hell of blazing, they take all the beings that were born there and throw them into those pans full of molten metal, molten iron.
토저 콜마 되네 드니 멜레겐 차와 채워레스
And this molten metal, this molten iron that is in the hell of blazing, this is much hotter than the ordinary fire.
네 차웨냐베 생전된죠 드니 네나라 소용데 드니 동라 삼기 메케바 용요레스 드니 갑갑라 강도아니 이제 메기 강라 해게 고급된데 레기레스 인더 고급 레이트가 없어 양 레겐 남지 따담 동라 소바 겹네 드니 양 테트드 콜만 나라마 살그레스 게 드니 양게르 텐데션 되게레스
So these beings in the fire, or the hell of blazing, they're experiencing this intense suffering of being burned and cooked in this molten iron within these great, huge pans. And then now and then there will be a kind of chance where they think they may be able to get out of the pans, and they will try to get out, but as soon as they try to get out, the workers in the hell will take their clubs and arrows and so on and beat them back in so that they fall back inside of the pan. And this will happen over and over again, so that these beings experience suffering in this way. This process happening over and over again.
네 차와라 네 동안 텐다지레스 다 차와 고랑기 드니 요세데 컨다데스나스
So this is the suffering of the hell of blazing. This is what the suffering there is like. As for the lifespan there,
이로 직동 두갸라 드니 다 신들롱 체기 아니 샤고 찍지게 Ashidru on Chiki, Milo Chikti Tukdongla, Tini Nyalwa Sawaki and Shakuchik Sigri. And Korang Nyawa Sawagi Korangi Rangloti and Chikti Tudonde. Hebardota to one.
So 1,600 years, human years, is the same length as one day in the heaven of enjoying others' emanations. Of having mastery over others' emanations. So, and then using that day in the heaven of mastery over others' emanations, if we calculate 16,000 years in that heaven, those 16,000 years of that heaven are the same length as one day in the hell of blazing. In the hell of blazing, those beings, they live for 16,000 of their own years, calculated that way.
Ne Nyalne Dimba Rapsa Rabdusawa. Rabdusawa ne Dende and Konduchiba Nachire. And Yawa Rapsa Korangi, Tinanti Tomaticades.
So now the seventh hell is the hell of the great blazing. And the place and the body in the hell of great blazing is as was explained before, same as before. But now to explain their own particular suffering that they experience in the hell of great blazing.
Ne Jakseki Sashitengla and Jakseki Kamba. Mebar now to Ne Linjin Shinjela Soba Yabadang, Tenala, Tene Rapsaki Nyalwe Sinjin Yoris.
So in the hell of great blazing, upon the red hot blazing iron floor, there are blazing iron houses, and within those houses are the workers of the hell as well as the beings that were born into the hell.
Ne Nyalwe Rapsaki Nyalwe Leken Tenzuki Ani Rapsaki Nyalwe Simtin Tenzu Simne Tini Kangbanyinia Kadam Jakseki Kadam Tinisumba Kangbanyinia Pupnia and Wogonia Pupte and Ya Tegar Ya Tabanila Ya Tun Tini Gonia Timber Tungres Jaktela Tini Me Jaksau in the Susambanin Tuachi Dingres.
So though teaches in the langba
Jaksau Shala Tuna Karayongre. Tuachi Dingmar Chararo.
though is in the langba
Langbaran.
So they within the those houses in the hell of great blazing, the hell workers, they have tridents, like a spear with 3 blades on the end, and they will take the beings that were born, these hell beings that were born in there, and they will stab them from the bottom, so that 2 of the prongs of the trident will go through their feet, and then the central prong will go through their, like a kind of the lower orifices in the body, like the crotch orifices, and then the prongs in those tridents will go all the way through their body, so that the 2 ones on the side come out through their shoulders, and the central one will come out through their top of their head. And these tridents are also made from blazing iron, like a red hot iron. So when these beings are stabbed in this way, the inside of their body will be kind of cooked by the trident, by the blazing hot trident, and there will be like a steam or smoke coming off their body from that.
yang nyawe legen namki ini jaksak jaksak tenzo ani subu la tine ko tang kangba yongzo la tine ani ni sha de so
the kasa
jaksak tuklo ta bata anzu public bila yong to ate da
and the workers in the hell will also take like a kind of sheets of hot metal, molten metal, or like a red hot iron, and they will wrap those sheets of red hot iron around the bodies of the hell beings as well.
ate rapto sawaki kini tunga kenda sire ta rapto sawaki kini cheze de khande desna.
So this is the particular kind of suffering of those beings in the hell of great blazing. And now to explain their lifespan.
Rapsa deni dumbare enje nyalwa tukdela bela rok tukdi charsawre ande ta rapsa digi cheze de khande chigire sena thani raunzo semjenji de kalpa yarpel marpel tela chigore fargal chega seneta rapsagi ani cheze de fargal chega do nyongre fargal chega sene gares라 아니 쿡바 접게라 버갈 찍이요. 이 버갈 찍 체가디 체가 라게 쿡바게 라타 버갈 체가라. 따디도 야외 랍사기 야외 sem제된도 드니 다 버갈 체가 용그레 서비어레스 칼라.
So the hell of great blazing is the seventh hell. So the first six hells, their lifespan is calculated according to the lifespans of the six desire realm heavens. But now the seventh hell is the beings in the seventh hell of the hell of great blazing. They live. Their lifespan is a half of one intermediate eon, or half of one shorter eon.
장라운트 아니 쿠바데 컨디션 찍어래서는 첼로 집안에 첼로 게드바도 펠 첼로 게티네 첼로 집아 버들레나 쿠바 찍래 오 딘데 다부 게라 거기 제대로 거라
Cooper Gaze in the park of
제가
so the way that these eons work is that the eons, according to which we're measuring the lifespan of the beings in the hell of great blazing, is that there's one cycle, we could say, is in terms of this kind of like cosmic time spans of the eons and so on. One cycle is the time that it takes for the lifespan of humans to go from 10 years, where humans only live for 10 years, and then slowly the lifespan of humans gets longer and longer until it reaches 80,000 years. And once it reaches 80,000 years, then it will again decrease for a long time to get down to only 10 years. And so the time it takes for that to happen, for the lifespan of humans to increase up to 80,000, then decrease back down to 10 years, that is referred to as one cycle. And then 8 of those cycles is equal to half of a intermediate eon or shorter eon. And so this, and that's the lifespan of these hell beings is one half of a intermediate eon.
어디 어떻게 게 어떻게라나 이니로 어떻게라고 고암 예 근데 하고 담아서 고바 어떻게다 올라서 고바 어떻게라나 구로 어가 지고서 고바 어떻게라나 다 고바고 저기 고바 고용 거다 고바
So actually it's not 8 cycles is equal to one half of the intermediate, but a 9, because in the total in the one whole intermediate aeon, there are 18 cycles, and so half of that would be 9 cycles. So the beings in have a lifespan of 9, as long as 9 of these cosmic cycles of time.
Tene nyalwe neje ba. Narme ki ne tang lu te tangbo komishin de.
So now the 8th hell is the hell of unrelenting torment, and the place and the body there is as explained before.
Name prangi nang sa tinga de na. Ne chakseki sa shiten go tene chachi khangba. Ome ba shiki nang la tene nyalwe leken namdi tene chakseki to den de. Mo pung de es sola do. Rida pung es. Ate pung nang la ni
So within the hell of unrelenting torment, upon the floor of blazing red-hot iron, there are blazing houses of blazing red-hot iron. And within those houses of blazing red-hot iron, there are like piles of blazing red-hot iron, like a kind of, just different piles of chunks of blazing red-hot iron.
Eta bo mekela teni konamba kita me sawu tan ki piba sikite tan adu tan da lungor taw tan me sawu tan da ya heta bo teni nyawe legen den de mangbo ji ki chok chang man teni de me sawu tan ki de lung de tang gres piba.
And surrounding that pile of blazing red-hot iron, the workers in the hell, they have the kind of the bellows, or this machine, these devices that you use to blow on the fire to make it hotter, and they're surrounding this pile of the blazing red-hot iron and constantly making it hotter and hotter using these bellows.
Ta tende ki me sawu tan be nyarwa name ki sinti tenzo ni lu yang me da bu ju som lu mi na wa chal res.
And when those workers are blowing on that fire in that way with the bellows and making it hotter and hotter, the beings that were born in the hell, they are made so hot and burning so hot that their body itself becomes like fire. Their body kind of disappears in a way and becomes just like fire.
Eta pabla kong no sinti sila toyon gres. Sila toyon de ni sinje legen de yang tene tak ju sum. Tene ko la tho jap yang de to ko man la yang ma du gres.
And from time to time, those beings that are being burned in that way, those hell beings there, they will be able to get out of there, get out of that fire that they're being burned in. But as soon as they get out of that fire, the workers in the hell will hook them with a kind of like a hook, like a metal hook, and beat them on the head with the hammers, and then drag them back onto that pile of the molten iron.
Ne nyarwa name la tene tonga te da bu res. Ta nyarwa name ki cheze do kan de se na. Ne also uji te ne gi se do tong gi no. Ta pargalchik paddo tene nyarwa name gi tene cheze res. Ta pargalchik de kan je go res na. Ta ji che ba ma chelo chibane ya chelo kiti chelo keting ma chelo chiba paddo ku ba chik de da bu chopke joksa ani nyarwa name gi cheze de do res.
So the particular kind of suffering in the hell of unrelenting torment is like that. And as for their lifespan, they live as long as one intermediate eon. And an intermediate eon is can be calculated in the following way. When you have the human beings with the lifespan of 10 years, and then the lifespan will slowly increase to to be 80,000 years, and then once it reaches 80,000 years, it will then decrease again to be 10 years, so that humans only live for 10 years. And that the time it takes for that to happen is one cycle, and 18 of those cycles make up one intermediate eon. So the beings living in the hell of unrelenting torment, they live for that long, for as long as one intermediate eon.
자, 세식에 첼로 방매 세디가 단당랑서 도당가는 동랑서 단다 첼로 마트기요라 마트기가 단다 첼로 잡아다 첼로 잡아 상기 준는데 베티 첼로 잡아서 첼로 잡아데 마칼에 진이 땅안다 야주 굽지도 이무다 마체다 때칼에 진딘 첼로 집아 받두고 어디네 야 칸네 레야 파르니 첼로 게디 받두고 그래 텔라 안에 링동기 세칸데지도 아랑도 삼로 땅
So to explain this, the way that human life will increase to be immeasurably long, and then bed down will then decrease again to be as short as 10 years. Right now, in our world, we are in the part of the cycle of a decrease of lifespan. So the lifespan of humans is slowly decreasing over time, and this time that we're in now is generally referred to as the time where humans live to be 100 years. But our lifespan is slowly decreasing, so that humans already are living only to be 60 or 70 years old, right? And so it will slowly get lower and lower to 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, and so on, so that humans their lifespan gets shorter in that way over a long period of time, over a long span of time, their lifespan slowly gets shorter. And then it will reach 10 years in the same way, and then go back up to be immeasurably long. So we should think about what kind of huge spans of time are involved in that.
네 나로 나르메들라 게들라 드니 나랑서 다 참매 방아도 거치바인 이 아마 냐로 나르메를 기레스 네 상아도지 테브게 람나 슈크데 드니 랑기 차울라말라 드니 로다 체나 니타 디 가르세고레 다 나르메를 기레스 네 심바게 텔레 게트고요 말에스
So in order to be born in the hell of unrelenting torment, we will have to commit one of the 5 acts with immediate retribution. If we commit one of those 5 acts of immediate retribution, then that's the cause of being born in the hell of unrelenting torment. And otherwise, it also can happen that if we enter into the Vajrayana, the tantric practice, the tantric path, and then, for example, denigrate our own root guru, or have wrong views about our root guru, this will also cause rebirth in the hell of unrelenting torment. But other than that, there's no way to be born there. These are the only ways to be born in the hell of unrelenting torment.
다 냐로 나르메기 드니 촉시라 드니 예거 라마 주둑 생연체 드니 냐웨니 라마 지레스 단 나르메 용 차르 제라 드니 양결 녀에 근데 주둑요레스 들 녀거 주둑 나르메 당 녀웨 예디 녀거 주둑 라브레스
The narme the keberjela
나르메니
the
타
tarna.
나르메니 타 다 녀거 라마 주둑을 지기레 녀거 라마 주둑 스든 냐로다 녀웨요라 샤르라시 로라시 노라시 장라시 요레디 주둑스
Yeah. So then, in addition to these hells, around the hell of unrelenting torment, there are what are called the 16 neighboring hells. So these are the places where the beings, after they have lived in the hell of unrelenting torment, and then they get out of there, they will be born in these neighboring hells. So, and they're called the neighboring hells because they neighbor the hell of unrelenting torment. And there's 16 of them, 4 in the north, west, east, and south.
다 되네 나름에게 시아초가 강보 되네 다 매만 모르게 없으겠죠. 니바텔라 되네 로냐기 담승해죠. 숨바텔라 부티기 탕승해죠. 시바텔라 되네 라질로메 남살승해죠.
이 장소들.
시아르 창말이요. 다 디더부터 촉시래요.
맞아.
발라 시에바 나싱 텔라시.
Jigma. So on each of the 4 sides and the 4 directions, 4 cardinal directions from the hell of unrelenting torment, there are 4 of these neighboring hells, making a total of 16. And there's the same 4 on each side. The hell of the fire pit hell, the hell of rotting corpses, and the hell with a kind of mud with rotting corpses, the hell of the plains of razors, and the hell with the forests of swords.
간열에나면에 타령데 되네 칠라트용데 되네 그랑게 삼발라 방법하게라 되네 춘나 이제 통그레스가 남주고 차와 침불을 때데라다 춘나 통놓고 가기로 춘나 통데 그랑 춘나 소라 쭉쭉데 되네 단다데 니허라마 쭉쭉이 탕보 매만머르기 눕나나 되네 추르그레스 매만머르고 세나 된데 메 되네 메땅 샤저기 사자 탐바다고 저레스 어디로 매만머르고 없라
So then when the beings in the hell of unrelenting torment, after they've been freed from that life and they live their lifespan in the hell of unrelenting torment, then they will come out of there and they will see a kind of cool place, like a cool place with cool shadows. And they've just been tortured by fire for so long, so they would want to go to this cool place. It would be very attractive to them. And then but once they arrive at that cool place that they've seen in the distance, they will go there. But once they arrive, they will fall into the this hell of the fiery pits, which are a kind of pit with a kind of fire, just kind of glowing or like a kindling fire inside the pit.
얘네 거 매만머르기 남 매만머르기 없나나 츠용데 얘네 거 강바니 마 츠니 아니 비모니 마츠디 케바니 마츠디 짐바니 마츠디 고 짐바 신도 거 매만머르기 디 나는 마틴 팀두고레스 얘네 되게 팀비 값수 되니 차위 동날게 로망보시 딩나만 연구고요레스.
So when those beings arrive in that fiery pit, they will fall into the pit and they will slowly sink down, so that their feet will be sunken into the that kind of slowly blazing fire, kind of like a I'd say the it's like color.
전당하면서 담바요 담바만이 주도다 어른들죠. 담바만 좀나 빨리 해줘.
Okay. So it's kind of like they're like slowly being sunk into mud. You know how we can sink into mud? They'll slowly sink into this kind of fiery pit, and their feet will sink in. They'll sink in up to their feet, then up to their knees, then up to their waist, up to their chest and shoulders, and then all the way covering their head. And they will be totally sunken in this fiery pit, and they will experience the suffering of heat for a long time there.
양 얘네 다르네. 한네 양 공기트네 가르통 거래서는 양 추첨부 동그레스 추첨부 동도 양 코페 가니 코 갑검데라 냐만이 차오기지. 근데 추리 동도 양 가니 조용데 양 코디 냐윈이 코르기 니바 로냐기 담스게 나눠 주그레스.
So then, eventually, those beings will be freed from that hell of the fiery pits. And after they get out of those fiery pits, they will then see in the distance some really beautiful, nice water, cool water. And again, because they had been tortured by this heat and fire for so long, they want to go to that water. But then once they finally reach that, what they thought was that cool water, they will reach. Actually, in fact, will reach the second neighboring hell, the hell of the mud of rotting corpses.
로냐기 담나라 테네 미로르와 튜도 셈질라 소베로르로 망고 요레스 테네 나노 코츠고 요레스 오컴바데 나노 츠용데 컴바니야 페모니야 케바니 징바니 코스 데네 마팀도 그레스 카데 나노 팀도데 테네 데나라니 테네 부차기 심보싱에데 부 짝기 부 아니 짝기 소체바 테네 망고 요레스 다 덴조기 소이캡니 코 수불라 소이캡 수북 하북 수북지 레스 다티나 로냐담나.
So these beings, in this hell, when they reach that mud of rotting corpses, they will then again fall in there and be sunken in up to their feet will go in up to their ankles, and then sink up to their knees, up to their waist, up to their chest, shoulders, all the way covering their head. And this mud of rotting corpses is made of the rotting corpses of humans and also different kinds of animals. It's full of these rotting corpses of these kind of sentient beings. And so these beings will be completely sunken into that mud of rotting corpses. And in addition, there are these certain kinds of insects, a certain type of insect living there, which has teeth of kind of really sharp metal. And these insects will, like a swarm, all around the beings that are sunken into this mud and bite into them. And they will be constantly biting them with this really like a sharp metal teeth.
양 데네 타르데엔 거기양 빵풍지부 빵가든데 통그레스 양 빵가데서 토니야 찔 로샤데 테네 냐로디 니코스음바델라 니 puti 탕스겐데 리기데스.
And then they once those beings are freed from the hell of the mud of rotting corpses, they will get out of there, and again they will see in the distance a really beautiful field. It will look like a beautiful field in the distance, and again they will try to go there to that field. But once they get to that field, it will become the third neighboring hell, the hell of the field of razors.
카푸디 타만데 띠가 소테니 putisena tene pe chinombo tenso tene pangna gede do tene mangbo yores tene mangbo yede kangba ye chuk de ye tin pup yuen chuk de yuen pup tene sene mang pup ne ani ko do de gres.
So once they arrive at this field of razors, what that is what is growing out of the ground there is razors. These are razors, like a extremely sharp, right? Extremely sharp razors. And so the beings there, they get to this field of razors, and when they put down their right foot is totally cut up by the razors, and then they put down their left foot, and the left foot is totally cut up by these razors. So they live in this way, being cut up in that way.
양 데네 타르데 아니 거기양 싱나 배 깁도 하우통그레스 아고 싱망을 가네 양 조용데 tene nyekor shiba eldulome naksan secondary rebires.
So then again, they when they're free of the when they get free from this hell the field of razors, they will then see in the distance a beautiful forest, a nice forest. But then when they finally arrive at that forest, it will become for them the hell of the forest. There's a lome, real tree lome, the
Loma den zetir.
this forest.
Flausen shingna.
They will be in this that will become for them the forest where the leaves are swords.
Tene ko shingna di nangla lepdi tene shingna gila rungtan rung shukshimpo jamne tene shingna gi loma den zo pagul tsugul inde chigra tene ko subula. Chelni ani subu yuze kamo tubgires.
And then once they're in this forest with the sword leaves, a wind will start blowing, and due to this wind, the leaves on the trees there are actually swords, and then those swords will be blown off by the wind, and those swords will be falling all around them and cutting them everywhere.
Kan nyegor lama chudu gi nangla tene shamali tombo serwa chiyor. Tadi chamti koyeresna tene tanda di parsam dele yores parsam dele re choshi le re yores. Nyegor lama chudu gi parsam. Yeah.
Yeah, so then in the kind of like a final hell in this region, which is called the iron forest of the Shalmali trees, the Shalmali forest, the iron Shalmali forest. This is in between each of the kind of like intermediate directions surrounding the, so each of the each side of the hell of unrelenting torment, you have this 4 of the neighboring hells, right, and the cardinal direction, and then so in between the each of these 4 neighboring hells in the intermediate directions in the corners, there's this other hell of the iron Shalmali forest.
Tela riji yores. Ridila tene charma kete yores. Tene charma kete di tene ridila levigi ani semjen yarwa mitizo ani ritsawa ni inde siyata yongdi tene korongi ngama gasagi miti ani thogala thongres. Ta thogala thongdi ani kogi ketang gire labre. Ketang yongdi ta korongi gasa mira kodrura. Kodro yongdi tene ridila yobigi charma di kama tengres. Kama tete yabdo di ani munganazu subasong shagdugres. Then koritsela lebi res ritsela lebi yonte tini tidi korangi gasa de sama laane tini gasa mi de sama tini cha sha sangi cha dwa on dendela gyurne tini sosel bikko leba ko res.
So what happens in this hell realm of the iron Shalmali forest is that there in the iron Shalmali forest realm, there's mountains, and on this mountain there are thorns growing everywhere, and when the beings reach the mountain in the iron Shalmali forest, at the foot of the mountain, they will look up and see at the top of the mountain the people that they loved previously, the people that they really loved and liked before. And because they see those people that they loved before, they will then want to go see them, and so they will try to climb the mountain. They will begin to climb the mountain, but when they climb the mountain, all of the thorns in that mountain will come towards them and cut them up all over the place, cutting up their body. And then eventually, when they actually do reach the top of the mountain where their loved one was, the loved one will then transform into a flesh-eating bird, like this kind of birds that eat flesh. And those birds will then kind of hack out their eyes. They'll tear out their eyes and tear out their brains and so on.
Yang nene shamari dongbo ne yang marta yang de yang korongi asa gawo tawo korongi kime tawo yang na korongi phama tawo ende ki yang mari chawan e ma sho nga de ma sho na bires yang ko dine kale yune ma yong de serma gi dongbo taji ma khato yudi yang khaya tin gres khaya tin de yang ma do de ko su bu changmala su gres.
And then those beings at the top of the mountain in the Iron Shalmali forest realm, they will then look down to the foot of the mountain, from the top of the mountain, and they will again see their loved ones, their previous loved ones, whether it's their wife or their parents or what have you. And those loved ones at the foot of the mountain, they will say, come down to me, and the hell beings at the top of the mountain will then again try to rush down to see their loved one. And then, whereas previously the thorns on the side of the mountain had been facing down when they were coming up, those thorns will then turn around and face upwards, so that when they're trying to go down, these thorns will come at them and cut them up on the way down.
Tene korang tene rigi tsawala leri yongde tene taji korang da pingyare samgyoti ani shinje legi shinje la gyurne tene legi shinje mi chenpo la gyurne tene kogi go la so gyabires korang na sim tam tene ko la so gyab tene koi go de ani shinje dense kananas sirangde sim murgires tene mur yongde kogi lepa na takdanzo tene ma tuyongres tene tingon yongres.
So then, when these beings in this hell finally reach the foot of the mountain where they thought their loved ones were, their family, what have you, that family of loved ones at the bottom of the mountain will then transform into this kind of deity, Yama, this kind of demonic deity, the Yama, or the karma Yama, and that it would be very large, huge, kind of huge demonic deity Yama, and he will take the hell being and kind of like grab the hell being like this, and then bite its head. He'll take the hell being's head in its mouth and start to chew it up, and he'll chew up that hell being's head, and all the blood and brains from the hell being will come out of the mouth of this Yama.
Ade sharma rele kiri singen de ani fenyama ina choa ina tene tumba nyamba ina sharma le kiri esor ani mi jigdemba do ina delo mangbuche ne delo che ko sala maje mi che mo sa tende mangbuche ba ina ade sharma de tongolo kiri es.
So somebody who is a monk or nun who has broken their vows, this is the kind of person that will be born in this hell realm of the Shalmali forest or Shalmali mountain. And similarly, lay people who have committed the sexual misconduct, they will also be born there. So what I mean here by a monk or nun who's broken their vows, it means that they've had the sex with with somebody else, with another woman or man, because there's other ways to break the vow. So there's there's a total of 4 kind of main vows that monks have.
네, 다 냐로 대답 상마 딤고에 세나 요마레 담인 나소요레 가시 딤고고요레 가시 딤고 땡고요레 아니 상마 찍바 요마레스
Jumsa.
딤세나 나와름바 신데 딤고 바 딘데 요마레 양스데 께니 양 탑는데 레게 양센 탑냥 튼돌라 소바 이다가 소바 밀라 소바 제시르 가시 양 림바 신데 딤보레 다티 딕바 체종 따에
So as far as these hells go, there's no like a fixed way that you may be born into the various hells. There's no rule as far as that you have to go through the hells in the same order. There's different things that can happen. It's possible that you could be born into the reviving hell, and then after that be born as an animal, or otherwise go down from the reviving hell to the other hells, and so on and so forth. It's not fixed.
chen kin chejong la la le kre kin de the so ina tni so re hare gyobo je gyobo
So and also in addition, it depends on the different conditions involved. If there are certain conditions in place for us, we may it's possible also to be freed from these hells quicker and born somewhere else in a quicker way as well. So here the time is finished. Let's all together recite the dedication and aspiration. Sonam Tsering Bani Tomne Nebe Nonam Parche Kinga Na Bala Drupla Side Sole Ngöndro Show.
한번 아깝qablatini 거리님이 골라도 삼로테 스타마트네 펜도신 보여레 시당하면서 as 타즈리냐와 qab라야한테네 냐와라 게나 아니 맞다 탈와 말에서 차도고도 근데 나는 계속와이나 거기 다치치에 공개를 공부민도 상태도라 삼로테 스타마스
So it's very good if we can all contemplate about the sufferings of samsara and the sufferings of the hell realms. We should all try to do that. And just as we went over a while ago, when we were talking about the difficulty of obtaining the freedoms and advantages, the first of those unfree states there is to be born in hell. So we should think about, if we're born in this kind of hell realm, how would it be possible to be able to practice the Dharma, to get in touch with the Dharma? So please think about this well.
So,
Okay, see you later then.
Okay, bye-bye.